everyone, and welcome back to my channel, What the Vec. I just woke up and I'm recording this on the day that I'm posting it, so that's why my voice sounds weird. But today I thought it would be fun to do another food creativity cooking type video, and I'm doing Rice Krispie pumpkins, and this is partially something that I saw in an advertisement for Rice Krispies and partially my own doing. So I kind of strayed away from what they ask you to do in any recipe that I saw, and I just threw a bunch of candy melts on it. But yeah, if you want to recreate this after you see how mine turn out, these are the ingredients that you will need. They're on the screen now. You need Rice Krispies, marshmallows, butter, rolos, and candy melts. But I actually am going to recommend you skip the candy melts part and just like put food coloring into your marshmallow mixture, because that will work better. But anyway, let's see how they turned out. So obviously the first thing you have to do to make Rice Krispies treats is to melt the butter in a pan or a pot. I kind of used one that was like a little bit too small, so if you have a bigger pot, I suggest using that. And I thought this was going to be really hard to clean because of the marshmallow, but it actually kind of peeled out once it was dry. But yeah, and then once you melt the butter, you put the marshmallows in. And it said to use a whole package, but my package was like too much, like it was a big bag, so I just estimated how much I would need. And then once that was melted, I just poured Rice Krispies into a big popcorn bowl, and then I just dunked the hot mixture in there. And I don't know if this was the best way to do this because the marshmallow basically sunk to the bottom of the bowl and got stuck. But I added more on top and then just like mixed it around with the spoon, and I eventually started using my hand, and it got to the point where it was just so like it wasn't working, so I dumped it onto a tray to see what I was doing, and that seemed to be the best way to go. Just like put it on a tray, and I actually let it cool off before I started shaping it into the little pumpkins. And then I was basically just letting them sit for about like half an hour to kind of dry out, and I had all these dishes to do. But then I like poured out my candy melts into a bowl, and I had to heat them in the microwave, and I did this for 30 seconds and then took them out and stirred them, and it took like 3 or 4 times. And I don't think these are like the candy melts I usually use because they didn't melt that well, like they were still really thick. But then I basically skewered the like pumpkin and rolled it around in the candy melt, and then I used a spoon to touch it up and shoved a rolo on top while it was still warm. That way it would stick to the candy melt, and that's how I made my pumpkins. I actually only made 3 because I tasted the candy melt and I didn't really like it, but I still have Rice Krispie treats to eat, and that's good, and I still have the materials, which is great. And yeah, basically, if you want to try this, I suggest you use food coloring in your marshmallow instead. That way they'll still be orange, but they won't have that weird sugary taste. If you try this out, please show me on Instagram and tag me. My handle's in the description. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!